The Nile River, a lifeline through the heart of Egypt. This majestic ribbon of water slices through the barren desert, bringing life to its banks. For thousands of years, the Nile has been the very essence of Egypt's survival. The ancient Egyptians named it Ar, meaning black, after the rich, dark soil left behind by its annual floods. These floods were not just predictable, they were life-giving, transforming the arid landscape into fertile fields. The Nile was more than a river, it was the bedrock of Egyptian civilization. Without the Nile, there would be no Egypt as we know it, no grand pyramids, no legendary pharaohs, no hieroglyphs telling tales of a magnificent past. The Nile provided everything: water for drinking and irrigation, fertile soil for crops, and a vital route for transportation and trade. Its influence is deeply embedded in Egyptian culture. The river's annual flood cycle set the pace of life, shaping agriculture, religion, and even the social structure of ancient Egypt. The pharaoh, both king and deity, was believed to command the Nile's floods, reinforcing the river's central role in their worldview. Today, the Nile continues to be Egypt's lifeblood, a source of sustenance and a testament to nature's enduring power. Yet, the once reliable river now faces unprecedented challenges, compelling Egypt to navigate an uncertain future. The annual floods of the Nile were more than just a natural occurrence. They were the lifeblood of ancient Egyptian agriculture, shaping the very essence of their civilization. As the river swelled and spilled over its banks, it left behind a rich layer of silt, a natural fertilizer that rejuvenated the soil. This nutrient-rich silt was crucial for growing a variety of crops, transforming otherwise barren land into fertile fields. This fertile region, known as the Black Land, stood in stark contrast to the surrounding Red Land, the barren desert. The Nile's ability to turn an arid landscape into a thriving agricultural hub was nothing short of miraculous. The predictable cycle of flooding and receding waters led to the development of advanced irrigation techniques. The Egyptians engineered sophisticated systems to manage the floodwaters, ensuring their fields remained productive year-round. They built canals and basins to control the water flow, maximizing the arable land. These irrigation systems were engineering marvels, allowing precise water distribution and storage for dry periods. Mastering basin irrigation, they flooded fields with nutrient-rich water and then drained it, leaving behind fertile soil ready for planting. This method ensured the land remained productive, supporting multiple harvests each year. This agricultural abundance enabled the ancient Egyptians to thrive. With a steady food supply, they could support a growing population and develop a complex society with diverse professions and cultural achievements. They grew a variety of crops, including wheat, barley, flax, and papyrus, which were essential for their diet, clothing, writing, and construction. These crops also facilitated trade, as surplus produce could be exchanged for other goods and services. The surplus in food production spurred population growth, urbanization, and the development of a complex social structure. Cities expanded, and with them came advancements in art, science, and governance, all fueled by the agricultural wealth from the Nile. Today, agriculture remains the backbone of Egypt's economy, with millions depending on the Nile for their livelihoods. The river continues to be a vital resource, supporting modern farming practices and ensuring the nation's food security. The fertile lands along the Nile are intensively farmed, producing a wide array of crops that sustain the nation. While modern techniques have evolved, the reliance on the Nile's waters remains as crucial as ever. The Nile's legacy as the giver of life and the source of Egypt's agricultural wealth continues to shape the country's present and future. Its waters have nurtured civilizations for millennia, and its role in sustaining life and prosperity endures to this day. The Nile was more than just a lifeline, it was the main artery that connected the vast expanse of Egypt. This river, often hailed as the lifeblood of Egypt, was instrumental in the rise and sustenance of one of the most extraordinary ancient civilizations. Flowing from the south to the north, the Nile enabled the movement of goods, people, and ideas, knitting together the sprawling kingdom and fostering a sense of unity. Its predictable flooding cycles ensured fertile lands which were crucial for agriculture and the sustenance of the population. Boats brimming with grain, linen, papyrus, and other goods navigated the Nile, linking villages and cities along its banks. These vessels were the backbone of commerce, ensuring that essential supplies reached every part of the kingdom. The Nile's navigability was key to the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, two distinct regions that eventually merged to form the Egyptian civilization we recognize today. This unification was not only political, but also cultural, as the river facilitated the exchange of traditions and beliefs. The river's northward current made downstream travel relatively easy, while the prevailing northerly winds allowed for upstream sailing, creating a natural transportation artery that connected the two regions. This dual advantage made the Nile an indispensable route for both trade and communication. This ease of transportation spurred trade and cultural exchange, contributing to Egypt's economic prosperity and cultural unity. Markets along the riverbanks buzzed with activity as traders from various regions exchanged goods, stories, and innovations. The Nile became a melting pot of ideas and influences, as people from different regions interacted and shared their knowledge and customs. This interaction led to a rich tapestry of cultural practices that defined ancient Egyptian society. Temples and cities flourished along its banks, standing as testaments to the river's role as a catalyst for economic and cultural development. These structures, many of which still stand today, showcase the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the ancient Egyptians. Even today, the Nile remains a vital transportation route, connecting communities and facilitating trade. The river continues to be a source of life and prosperity for millions of people who live along its banks. Modern barges carrying goods and people navigate the river, a testament to the enduring importance of this ancient waterway. The Nile's role in trade and transportation has evolved, but its significance remains undiminished. The Nile's legacy as a unifier, a facilitator of trade and cultural exchange, continues to shape Egypt's identity. As the sun sets over its tranquil waters, one can still feel the echoes of history, reminding us of the river's timeless influence on the land and its people. As the 20th century dawned, Egypt saw the Nile in a new light, as a powerhouse. This river, the cradle of Egyptian civilization for millennia, was now envisioned as the key to the nation's future prosperity. The construction of the Aswan High Dam in the 1960s was a game-changer, transforming Egypt's relationship with the Nile. This monumental project aimed to generate electricity and control the river's annual floods, involving thousands of workers and years of meticulous planning and construction. The dam, a marvel of modern engineering, was set to revolutionize Egypt's economy. It promised a stable and reliable energy source to power factories and homes, acting as a catalyst for industrial growth. Spanning the Nile, the Aswan High Dam was a colossal structure that symbolized human ingenuity and determination. It stood as a beacon of progress and development, bringing about significant changes. The dam created Lake Nasser, one of the world's largest man-made lakes, providing a vast reservoir for irrigation and drinking water. This immense body of water transformed the surrounding landscape, opening up new opportunities for agriculture and settlement. The hydroelectric power plant at the dam became a major electricity source for Egypt, powering homes, industries, and cities. This energy was crucial for Egypt's modernization, lighting up both urban centers and rural areas. The dam also tamed the Nile's annual floods, ending the cycle of inundation and retreat that had shaped Egyptian life for millennia. This newfound control allowed for more predictable and stable agricultural practices. With control over the river's flow, year-round irrigation became possible, boosting agricultural production and reducing the risk of devastating floods. Farmers could now cultivate their lands with greater confidence, knowing their crops were safe from unexpected deluges. The dam's construction was celebrated as a triumph, a symbol of Egypt's progress and modernization. It was a moment of national pride, marking a milestone in the country's journey towards self-sufficiency and economic growth. However, this control over the Nile came at a cost. The environmental impact of the dam was profound, affecting not only the river itself, but also the surrounding ecosystems and communities. The alteration of the river's natural flow disrupted habitats and led to a decline in biodiversity, with many species struggling to adapt to the new conditions. The annual deposition of fertile silt, which had sustained Egyptian agriculture for centuries, was halted, leading to increased reliance on chemical fertilizers. This shift had long-term implications for soil health and agricultural sustainability. The dam also altered the river's ecology, impacting fish populations and contributing to coastal erosion. The changes in water flow and sediment transport affected the livelihoods of fishermen and coastal communities. These unintended consequences highlighted the complexity of managing such a vital resource. A balanced approach that considers both human needs and environmental sustainability is essential. As Egypt continues to navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by the Aswan High Dam, the lessons learned serve as a reminder of the delicate balance between progress and preservation.